pace with control of this race. Here comes a run from Davey Hazard. He blocks the 10. Not going to be enough. Ryan Pace is going to win at Talladega.
Curry trying to hold off Wilson. He's done a good job so far. Wilson, one last desperate attempt to the bottom. He won't get there. Nick Curry wins at Bristol.
Coming out turn number 2, coming down the back straightaway here. Looks like he's in a class of his own right now.
Merzlak, one final time, get around the 55, big time send.
He hits the wall, he hits it, he gets the lead, but can he hang on to it? Oh my goodness, he made it to the line!
Big push down the backstretch is going to give him a good run through the corners.
So a little bit
Follow from the 1.
A little bit of contact there for second, but coming to the line, Toby Roberson's going to take home the checkered flag and victory here from the new Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Before I wrap things up here in this segment, your thoughts on the type of race we're going to see tonight? And I would have to agree.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to tonight's feature presentation of the Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series presented by Foils Trucking, live right here on JTN. We're so glad you're joining us here tonight. My name is JoeTowNetwork. Joining me up here in the booth this evening, he is the one, the only, Mr. Dewey Schramm III. Dewey, welcome back to the JTN booth, and welcome to Pocono.
Glad to be here at Pocono. Not a place I've been to very many times, but a place that I'm glad to be back at regardless.
Qualifying is currently underway for the drivers here in the Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series. And Dewey, we saw a great race last night that saw BSR Kilojoules take home a Truck Series win here. 70 laps in that one, 70 laps on tap here tonight with the Cup cars. For the fans at home, we talked a lot about the draft meaning a lot in that truck race. Will the draft have the same effect in this race here tonight?
I don't think it's going to have as much of an impact as it did last night, but I think it will still have an impact. Obviously, these guys can have much more or much higher top speed in these Cup cars than they can in the trucks, so there'll be less of a pack per se than perhaps what we saw last night. But obviously, with the long straightaways, you will still have an impact from the draft that can probably gain you a couple spots, maybe 10 miles per hour in some cases. So again, it'll be there. But with a car that can top out at a much higher speed on its own, it might limit it a little bit.
And
but
the Pocono
it should be good for either way.
The Pocono Raceway, it's a unique racetrack, right? You got the long front straightaway. It's the longest one that will be on all season long. Heading down into Turn 1, which is modeled after Turn 1 at the Trenton Speedway in Trenton, New Jersey, that no longer exists. You head down the Long Pond straightaway into Turn 2, which replicates one of the corners at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And then, hey, you take a skip over to Turn 3 down the short chute, and you're in Turn 3 of another historic North American racetrack, the Milwaukee Mile. 3 very unique corners that you have to set yourself up for. There's obviously varying opinions on what corner to focus on. Dewey, I guess that's my question to you. If you had to pick one of these corners that you wanted to make sure you were lights out on throughout this race, which one would it be and why?
Honestly, I think I'd pick Turn 3, Joe. Obviously, 3 very unique racetracks that this course was modeled after, and you drove each of those 3 tracks very differently. Obviously, you retain a lot more speed through turns 1 and 2 than you do Turn 3, and that's why I'd want to focus on 3. You have to use the brakes a lot more. You have to time getting out of the corner right, and so when you put all that together, that's the one I want to nail down, because I think obviously you'll lose a lot of time if you don't quite nail it down in 1 and 2, but obviously if you overcook it into Turn 3 and you don't brake enough, you're going to be flying up into the wall. There's not going to be much banking to save you.
Do you want to be saved?
I do. See if the pole can be saved from the grasp of Tyler Mallon here in the next 20 seconds.
I don't think so.
We're currently the 18 and Mac Daddy on the front row. We'll see if anybody yet to take a time can swipe it away at the last second here. But if not, another pole for the 18 to start the year. Kind of good at that.
Kind of good at that?
Just a little bit. And indeed, nobody took the pole there. So Tyler Mallon on the pole for tonight. He will lead us to the green flag. And again, he'll be joined on the front row by Mac Daddy in the 28. And then row 2 of Wiley King and KJ, second through fourth on the chart, only separated by 4 1,000ths of a second. And a single thousandth between Wiley King and KJ. So a very, very tight group here at the top of the charts. Ricky J rounds out the top 5, and he's only 100th of a second, or a 10th, no, yeah, 100th of a second behind KJ, so not a lot of margin for error up here at all. He'll be joined in row 3 by Ken Hansen in the 9. Steve Grant and Terry Scott back in row 4. Joshua Clements and Furco round out our top 10. Greg Stenzo and Zach Rogers back in row 6. Not the effort that 5 was looking for to start off the night. Monty Keller and Silver Bullet back in row 7, with Brain Fade and Brian Voiles back in row 8. And rounding out tonight's field, it'll be Nelly in the 103. Good field for tonight.
Good little field for tonight. I'm excited. Dewey, Pocono is just it. You talked about it. You don't get to go here much. Don't get to call a lot of Pocono races. It's gonna be a fun one. This, of course, was your race preview presented by Auto Sim 2.
The last time I was at this racetrack for this series, we had multiple people flip on the last lap. Hopefully we don't have a repeat of that tonight, but yeah.
Dewey, your memory serves you a lot better than mine serves me.
It does, I guess.
I got too much going on up there, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, it was a massive wreck at the end. I don't remember if it was last year or if it was in 2022, but...
It was probably last year. I don't think you've been doing this for 2 years, have you?
I'm getting there. My first race was Sonoma of 2022 here. So it was like June, July. We're closing in on that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, hopefully no one flips at the end of this one or at any point in this one.
Yeah, no, that would be ideal.
Yeah.
Am I falling out of the server? What? It's too early for this.
Well, that ain't good.
What is happening? I keep getting told it's hardware issues.
We're looking at about a 20-ish lap run on fuel here for tonight. So the 70-lap race, you'll likely see 3 pit stops by all of the competitors out here on the track tonight. Maybe if we get a couple of perfectly timed cautions, they could save a little bit and trim it down to 2. That shall remain to be seen. But if we go green all the way through, we'll likely be a 3-stopper here for everyone in tonight's field.
We're having some kind of weird thing going on. KJ gets spun around there, gets back rolling. Twitter has been a fun place. Go check out @FakeRacers on Twitter. Davey's been having a ball. Been having a ball over there on the @FakeRacers handle.
Yeah.
He was talking to the guys on DBC. I think they agreed on everything, but they were arguing for some reason. Did you see that?
That seems like how half of the Twitter arguments tend to go now. Both parties agree, but they're still going to fight about it somehow.
I'm just reading this back. That's crazy. @FakeRacers on Twitter. Just don't be weird, simple. Yeah. Kathy in chat, welcome in, Kathy. Glad to see you tuning in this week. Zach in chat saying, driver of this number 5, he blew up off of turn 3. He was going to have a 50-second lap, he said. Said 52-2, but,
Sure, if you got some nitrous in the back.
Well, he said 52-2. Was that fast?
Well, the pole was 52.6. That would be fast.
Okay. Hey, I mean,
Looks
maybe. Who knows? Tyler Mallon's got a new paint scheme tonight. I don't think we've mentioned that. Will Butrin on the car. Shout out Will Butrin.
Draft is going to play a bit of a role, though, obviously. Looks like the fastest lap time, about a 52.56 in happy hour, about a 10th quicker than the pole lap. So, obviously, once the tires fall off a bit, you won't see that on an extended run. But at least on an early run, like we should have to start the night off, you will notice a bit of a faster pace than what you'll see later on and what you saw there in qualifying.
Wellbutrin, also known as antidepressants. I pointed at the screen for some reason. All right, car's getting critted here. Let's go racing before I make a fool of myself. Dewey, you can't be coming in the 888, man. It's incorrect.
What do you mean?
Just not proper etiquette.
Unreal.
Too late. Too late. Be quiet.
Unbelievable.
Too late. It's too
You're paying
late
me to not be quiet.
apologize. No, I was talking to chat. Dewey, the
Oh.
world doesn't revolve around you.
Sure.
I think so.
Drivers, start your engines!
Good luck, drivers. So, Kathy, Dalton, Zach, thank you for tuning in or commenting in here. Hoping everyone has a good race here tonight. We're gonna have some fun here from Pocono. It's points leader Tyler Mallon rolling off from the pole. Mac Daddy to the outside had a couple spins down in turn 3 last night. Gonna look to correct those mistakes. Row 2 is Wiley King in the 095 and the 029 of BSR Kilojoules. The 93 of Ricky J rolls off in 5th with Ken Hansen in the 9th, the outside in 6th. 7th tonight is the 011 of Steve Grant, and the 66 of Terry Scott in 8th. Rounding out your top 10, it's the 92 of Joshua Clements and the 19 of Furco. Rest of your field there in your screen, on your screen, in, on, at, I don't know. Looking forward to a wonderful race here this evening. Baseball season is back. It's opening. It's not opening day for us. Everything revolves around Dewey. He's everyone's favorite sidekick. You have to go forwards to go backwards. What? I'm confused. Dewey, are you confused? Are you my sidekick?
Yes.
Oh. That's cool. I never had a sidekick before.
Yeah. New beginnings.
Tyler Mallon looking to begin this race from the pole. Field makes their way into the start zone, and we're underway here racing in the Pocono Mountains.
He tried to get a good start, but it looks like that 28 of Mac Daddy got an even better one there on the outside. Looks like they're not going to fan out a whole lot here into one, but KJ is going to make a big move to the inside here to try to take the lead away early.
KJ dominant in last night's race here at Pocono, already trying to take over the lead. He started in 4th. Outside line, though, we saw was able to prevail down there in that first corner, Dewey. All last night, side by side, always went to the outside car. That trend continues for the time being here as KJ continues to try to get to the inside of Mac Daddy for the lead. Ooh, Monty Keller's in the wall.
Got a couple of them. Monty Keller got the wall. Another car almost got into Nelly, but thankfully didn't. And it looks like we are good for now. But yeah, KJ trying to go 2 for 2 here at the tricky triangle. But right now, still got one more car to get through in the 28 of Mac Daddy, though.
That's his teammate.
Yeah, but in the entire race, of course, still to do it.
That is a Corvette in P2, and it also changes colors.
I have no idea how you do that, but it's very cool that you can.
Trying to see if we should have a camera that allows us to see that, because it doesn't always work. There, you saw it.
One.
There it is. Look at it. Then it turns orange.
Yeah.
But yes, that is a Corvette.
I believe the only car in the field painted that way, so it definitely stands out amongst the rest. Battle here around the back half of the top 10. Nelly going by Terry Scott in the 66, so I think out of 4 turn 3 there, he's going to get a shot there from Monty Keller across the line as those two do battle with Silver Bullet down into turn 1.
Ooh, almost some contact there with Monty Keller and Terry Scott. Terry had a podium finish last night. Not off to the start that he was looking for. Furco!
Oh! My gosh. Very nearly a wreck there with Terry Scott and Furco.
You're what?
Out of 1. Man. Like 19's going to scrape the wall there again out of turn 2. Obviously, mentioned in the pre-race, you tend to retain more speed through turns 1 and 2, but it's also very easy to overcook it through those corners the way you can in turn 3. And if you do that one too many times, your tires are going to be toast. And then it'll be a very not fun experience.
Battle for second, heating up. Also see Zach Rogers going by Ken Hansen for 5th. Here comes Tyler Mallon trying to take that number 2 spot to the inside of Kilojoules. Forward position, KJ last night's winner. Tyler didn't even show up last night in the Truck Series because he never does. They're battling side by side down the Long Pond straightaway, heading down into the tunnel turn.
Yeah, that 5 definitely looks to be one to watch, though, to start off tonight. Started back in 12th, which I'm sure is nowhere near where he wanted to, but already into the top 5 is Zach Rogers. So 7 spots and only 3+ laps. We'll see if he can get these last 4 before too much longer. At 28, though, he is pulling away from everybody else so far. On an island of his own.
League of his own.
Terry Scott and Furco still going at it here. This is for 12th. Monty Keller still racing. These 3 have been going at it here since about the drop of the green flag, and doesn't look like they're going to stop anytime soon. 3 different manufacturers amongst them as well. Got a Toyota, a Chevy, and a Dodge all in this mix.
Zach Rogers going by for position. Back to this pack.
Up to 4th now. So 8 spots and under 5 laps.
Pretty impressive.
Just a little bit.
See Steve Grant letting Nelly on by down the front stretch. That is Greg's Stanzowski racing. Welcome in East Texas. How you doing, Magoo?
Greg battling back here with Brian Voiles. Those two look to be taking it a bit easy here on this early run. Of course, still a long way to go. Don't want to use your stuff up too quick.
Let's show We gotta give Mac Daddy some TV time here, dude. I don't think we've given him enough so far.
No, we have not, because he's even further away than he was the last time we talked about it.
He said, I'm just gonna pull away from these guys.
And gap between P1 and P2 at the line, 1.2 seconds. And second to seventh is separated by just 1.7, so he is definitely gapping these guys, and he's doing it very efficiently so far in this race. In this race.
I got you.
Yeah.
He's in a different postal code. Hey, want to quickly give a shout out to my Clemson Tigers. They took down Arizona. Hope that isn't a spoiler for anyone taping basketball games, but Clemson defeats Arizona in the Sweet 16. They're moving on to the Elite Eight Saturday. Might get a
The
AC.
only noteworthy thing that Clemson basketball has done in a while.
Well, yeah.
Here's a noteworthy thing by Tyler Mallon. He's going to the inside of KJ here for second. Zach Rogers thought about making it 3, chooses not to, but he's there regardless.
KJ way up the track.
He might be 3 here out of 2. Oh!
These
Almost contact between those two.
The 5 and the 029, they battled so hard last night for that Truck Series win, and Zach, unfortunately, got loose off turn 3, binned it, then binned it again a few laps later and decided to call it quits, but now they're battling for the 3rd spot as Mac Daddy is out in front of the field. Tyler Mallon moves through to 2nd. KJ now backing up into 3rd, and he's facing a challenge from the 5 car, Zach Rogers.
Yeah, Zach's got a mulligan right now. He said, my night didn't end up so great last night, but I got a great chance to fix it here tonight. And he takes over 3rd there out of turn 3 from that 029.
Good clean pass there as well. About halfway through a fuel run.
Oh, man. Yeah, you mentioned Clemson taking down Arizona. UConn is up by 26 on San Diego State.
UConn is... They're gonna win, right? Like, that's
I
what
hope
has
so.
to happen at this point. They
Yeah,
are
the
so
national
good.
championship game rematch went even worse for San Diego State than the original game did. Ricky J and KJ bump drafting here across the line down the front stretch, 4th and 5th as they run right now. I think Tyler is slowly chipping away here at Mac Daddy's lead. It peaked at about 1.2 seconds. It was down to 0.9 last time by, and I think he's gotten a little bit more out of it. I think the 18 might be conserving his tires
KJ.
a little bit, as yeah, KJ goes
Little
up the
wiggle.
hill there in the middle of 3, and that's going to allow Ricky J to take over that 4th spot here across the stripe. Good pass there for the 93. And the lead is down to 0.6 seconds, so the 18 takes another chunk out of it. And I think you're going to end up seeing Tyler in the lead, or maybe Zach Rogers before this fuel run comes to an end.
You gotta wonder, too, how much tire Zach has left there. He's had to drive all the way from his 11th or 12th place starting spot. He's probably used up a bit of tire. He's run a pretty good pace. These guys in front of him, they've been able to kind of save and conserve as the
I
top
don't know
3
if the
continue to
28
condense. Well, I mean, maybe he did.
The 18 definitely did, without a doubt.
Well, and the 5's right there with the 18, so...
Which also means Zach was very efficient in passing his way
Yes.
through the field. If
Yes.
he can battle up here after all that. And
That's
just-
difficult to do, too, right? From behind the
is.
wheel?
Again, especially at a track like this, it has 3 completely different corners. Where you're going to use up different amounts of tires in each of those corners. Pretty
Different parts
impressive
of the
feat here
tire
by
you're
that
using up,
5.
too, right?
Yeah.
It's a little bit of the inner, outer.
And just like that, the 28th lead is gone. It is 1.2 seconds, and it's now down to about half a car length here out at the tunnel turn. Five is right behind him, so a 3-horse battle here for the lead.
Wait,
Out of
there's
3.
horses? Where?
Where do you think all the power under the hood came from?
Horses?
Horsepower, Joe.
What?
Oh, we got one around. KJ's around across the start-finish line.
Caution.
Our first incident of the night is our Truck Series winner from last night. And that car is going to have a pretty good amount of damage on that right side.
Yeah, he's fighting this car all the way through turn 3. Corrects it. And just continues to fight it. And, overcorrects it into the wall. Hits the wall again. Goes around for a spin here down the front straightaway. KJ, first caution of the night, spinning off of turn number 3 across the start-finish line.
I believe he was running still in 5th at the time he spun, but you could definitely tell after losing that battle with Ricky J that car was just starting to get away from him over those last couple laps. And a considerable amount of damage, again, to the right side of that 029. See if it's fixable or not, but either way, that car likely will not be at the level it was when we started tonight off.
Wow, no belief, huh?
Well, there's damage.
There's damage, so obviously it can't go well. What are you? What are you? Perseverance, Dewey.
Of course there's perseverance, Joe.
He will persevere. He will survive. I will survive. I will survive. Come on, sing it with me, Dewey. Da, 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 da.
I don't have a good singing voice.
I
Ba 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 ba.
will survive. Harry Scott lost 4th gear. Oh no.
Oh no.
No. Now I know we always say what turn 4, but we don't say what 4th gear. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, that's the 4 you want around here.
Dewey, that's what I just said.
Well, good thing I said it again.
Why are you cramping my style tonight?
I don't know. What else is going to be cramped to these pit boxes? Because we have got pretty much the entire field coming on down here for...
Rain Fade gonna stay out?
And looks like no, that's not Furco. Steve Grant also will. They're in the 011.
Yeah, what the heck? Get it right.
Everybody else, though,
Pitting.
on to pit road for the first time tonight.
Yeah.
Almost some contact there between the 19 and the 51, and I think the 51 just brushed the inside wall there.
Nah, it's okay. It'll buff out.
And Furco's trying to get in a stall. There he goes. And it looks like we may have had a 2-tire call as Wiley King in the 095 is going to lead us off of pit road here.
Interesting strategy from that team to try to get some track position and some clean air, but, you know, Wiley's had such a strong season here to start the year. They've got a lot of speed in that car, so not surprised to see him maybe take a swing here to see how he lines up against these guys. And, you know, it's also a good opportunity to maybe gamble a little bit here, Dewey, and take that risk. And maybe, just maybe, the risk pays off and get some track position out of this.
Yeah, we're still early on enough in the race where if it doesn't work, you can kind of fix it and get yourself back into it, but you never know. I think it's definitely worth the shot here from that 095. I think it was running around 7th or so prior to the yellow, and if the tire wear isn't that high and he can keep himself up here for the duration of this run and maybe take 4 on the next one with everyone else, well, might be looking at a new contender for the win here.
We like that, right?
I think he'd like that.
So you see those cars that stayed out and Wiley King going to come down pit lane. Looks like Tyler Mallon also going to come back down pit road. Nope, Tyler's going to fake pit. What a jerk. Anyways, great opportunity for us to bring up our upcoming races here on JTN Tuesday night. Landlord Leasing 300 Maverick Cup Series race number 3 from the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Dewey, are you gonna go out to Las Vegas, or are you gonna let Ricky take that work trip?
We'll have to ask Ricky and see how he feels about it.
TMP,
I'm down though.
TMP Winter Series heads to the Indianapolis Raceway Park. Do you like what I did there? That's on Wednesday, and then 1 week from tonight, I'm really looking forward to this because it's the first time I'm going to be able to call it. The Pocono Racing Cup Series heads to the Michigan International Speedway. Coverage kicking off for that one, 9:05 p.m. Eastern Time. I am looking forward to that. Have never been able to call a BSR Cup race at Michigan. First time I'll get to do it. It'll be this Thursday.
Yeah, get to call a home race. That'd be pretty cool. Need some more.
Oh,
races up in
Weaver's
New
got a fun
Hampshire.
fact for us in chat. Do you want me to read it?
Sure.
Did you know it is illegal to keep an alligator in a bathtub in the state of Arkansas?
So, can you keep it in the kitchen then?
Weaver, if you're still there, can you let us know? Can you keep it in the kitchen?
Or can you keep it in the toilet? if it's small enough to fit in the toilet, I guess.
Why would you keep it in the toilet?
The law is the bathtub.
The law is the bathtub.
That is so oddly specific.
All that means is someone, like, legit had one in their bathtub, and they were like, "Hey, you can't keep that in the bathtub. That's not good for the alligator."
Like, all right, I'll just move it to one of the other 84 places in my house that I can put the thing. Didn't bother making any of those illegal, just that one. It'd be a very inefficient way to make laws, though. Illegal to kill a snake in Arkansas?
What?
That's what Kathy says in chat. That is very interesting. So what are you supposed to do if you come across a venomous one? You just let it bite you?
I guess.
The snakes have the law on their side. You will hear from my attorney. Pace lights are off because it's illegal to have pace lights on in Pennsylvania.
Weaver says snakes are harmless. They're more scared of you. Well, Kathy says if it tries to bite or strike, you can. So, like, you can kill it in self-defense.
That makes sense.
That's
as opposed to
interesting.
just walking up to a snake and killing it for no reason.
So snakes have, like, the same rights as people almost, right? Right?
Like
in
that
that
one
sense?
tree, wherever it is, that like owns the land around itself or something.
Is that the Auburn tree?
I think it's in Oregon or something.
Oh.
That's a very interesting read if you've never read about that.
Weaver says it's also in Utah. It's illegal to fish from horseback. Weaver, you got any good Pennsylvania ones?
Pennsylvania might have some really unique laws from the Quaker times or something.
Ah. Like oats?
Yeah. or laws rooted in Amish culture, perhaps.
Hmm.
We got some racing culture here, though, here in the Poconos. Mac Daddy going to lead us back to the green here to take lap number 18. We'll see if he can build up a big lead like last time, or if the 18 or the 5 are going to have something to say about it.
Decent jump by the 28, but not able to distance himself off the rip like he was at the start. Mallon stays close. Roger stays closer.
And
So-
KJ still fighting that car in the 029. Got a bit loose there in the middle of 1. Running in 8th, I believe, right now.
In Pennsylvania, it is illegal to sleep on top of a fridge outdoors.
Oh, got one around Silver Bullet in the 4. Locks it down, and a great job there by Brian Voiles to avoid the spinning 4. Yellow is back out, though, before we complete a lap of this run.
Looks like Silver Bullet just goes for a little self-looper here. Oh, Furco got into the wall, maybe threw him off on his line. Maybe a little bit of contact with the 19, but I don't think any harm and no foul on this 4 car.
Yeah, I think the 4 just got a bit hot there going into the corner, and that's what I was mentioning in the pre-race. You have to slow down so much more for turn 3 than you do for turns 1 and 2, and if you go in there with a bit too much speed, that back end is going to have a nice meeting with the outside wall, and that's what we saw there with the 4, but did a nice job locking it down, and again, the 68 with a fantastic job of getting himself down onto the grass and avoiding him. That could have been very not good. I'm okay with sleeping on top of a fridge outdoors being banned. I don't know why anybody would want to do that.
Why they'd
Like,
want
that can't be comfortable.
Ah. Joey, what do you think about Quaker State Oil?
Uh,
I know
The
you didn't think I'd
branding is
ask you that
cool.
question, did you?
no, not at
Split
all.
strategies on pit stops, notably 18,
And
the
5.
the 18, the 5, the 93, all coming down pit lane.
Mac Daddy, Ken Hansen, Joshua Clements, Wiley King, Steve Grant all elect to stay out. Of course, only ran about 9/10 of a lap under green, so very little, if any, wear on these tires. '18 and the 5, the first 2 off of pit road. Looks like Nelly might pick up a spot here from KJ. Yeah, no, I never anticipated being asked by anybody about my Quaker State opinion.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever bought in Quaker State Oil.
I have not either.
I'm a full synthetic, either Pennzoil or Mobile One guy myself.
I think I used Valvoline the last time.
Happy Easter, Magoo.
I think I did. I honestly don't remember.
Wow, you don't remember what motor oil you put in your car?
I think I still have the bottle laying around.
Are you even a
somewhere.
car guy? Dubert?
Sort of. That's just not something I remember off the top of my head.
I mean, I
Remember a
haven't.
lot of things off the top of my head, but not which oil I put in my car.
Oh, for Dewey. Weaver. Keep the tops
Is
and
there a
use them
mass
as
one coming
funnels.
up here?
Must be. UConn didn't beat SCSU by the same amount of points as they did last year.
Yeah, they won by 30.
Yeah, what the heck? That's crazy.
In Massachusetts, it is illegal to snore while sleeping unless all windows are closed in the room.
Do you sleep at night with your windows closed?
I do because I'm a very loud snorer, so I'm a law-abiding citizen.
That's crazy.
Also, the law in California, Kathy says that a chicken coop must provide 1 square foot per chicken. That's a good law. Need to make sure all those chickens have enough room to move around in there.
Yeah. They're going, bark, 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 you know?
Better keep them closed or I'm calling the feds.
Oh no.
We got a snitch in the chat.
What the heck, Weaver?
Unreal.
Alright, so Mac Daddy leading the way back to green in front of a bunch of drivers that didn't elect to come down pit lane this last time by. Where did... Tyler's all the way at the back. Uh-oh.
Yeah, he did not exit pit road back there, so how did he end up there?
Ruh-roh, Shaggy. Did he pit
Well,
again?
looks like he came down again.
We must be...
Yeah, there were 4 or 5 guys that came down a second time. Furco, Terry Scott, Silver Bullet, and Brian Voiles all came down a second time, presumably to top off on fuel here, if I had to guess. See if that gains them an advantage later on.
We must be at a very crucial juncture.
We could be.
Green flag.
So 49 to go. Perhaps the thought is you could try to maybe save 3 or 4 laps on each run.
I
And
don't
if
think
you
so.
do that, you can eliminate a stop.
Oh,
Got one
Steve
loose out of
Grant!
2, or 1. Steve Grant is trying to hold on to that thing, and he did. As KJ is going to go right up the middle and take about 4 spots down the straightaway.
Hey, props to Steve, because if he didn't hold on to it, he was about to turn right in front of traffic.
That was probably going to take out the entire back half of the field had he not saved that car. Great job there by the 011 to keep himself straightened out and a lot of other people here in this field.
Back up front, Mac Daddy in the lead, Ken Hansen, Joshua Clements, your top 3, Wiley King, and now Zach Rogers has moved his way into 5th.
4 is around again.
Oh no. We stay green.
Yeah, no yellow this time, but the 4 tagged the wall there in the middle of 3 again. Monty Keller got the wall a bit as well, but he's still in the pack here with Brian Voiles and Greg Stenzo.
Rogers able to get by Wiley King for a spot. It's still the Mac. Oh, Monty Keller's around.
Yeah, he was able to keep it straight the first time, not so much this time. And that will be caution number 3 here on lap 23. Able to walk it down and not hit anything, which is great. Obviously don't want to spin, but if you're going to, a harmless one like that is about the best outcome you can have.
Another one where the driver overcorrects back right. Brings out a caution here.
In Massachusetts, you will face a fine if you are found defacing a milk carton in any way. Well, I guess I'm going to be out $50. because I have dropped a carton of milk down a flight of stairs before. My wallet's going to be feeling a little light for a little bit.
What? You...
What?
Oh, weird Ohio law. You cannot eat a donut while walking backwards on a sit. What?
That's literally 1984. We should be able to do that.
I'm gonna go to Ohio and do that. I'm gonna tell them arrest me. They'll probably put me in jail for life, honestly, because I'm from Michigan.
I'm gonna say, with you being from
Michigan
that
and a Michigan
you're
grad.
already at a disadvantage.
No kidding. That's a real thing, man. You drive to Ohio with your Michigan plates, you're getting pulled over if you even speed a mile per hour over the limit.
Isn't it a thing where, like, Michigan only has the Upper Peninsula because Ohio got Toledo or something?
Yeah. The Toledo Strip. Yeah.
What the hell?
Hey, I mean, it worked out. Because, I mean, I still claim Toledo anyways, so... Not really, though.
Does the Upper Peninsula, like, have anything, though?
Natural resources.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of copper up there.
Probably, like, a
And
person
lumber.
per square mile up there or something.
Huh?
That there's probably, like, a person per square mile up there.
Oh, yeah, it's not very people dense. I think, Hen went to Northern Michigan, right? Or Michigan Tech?
Yeah, I think she did.
One of those two.
Friend of the program.
Friend of the program. My boss's son goes to Northern, which is up there in,
Mac Daddy, the first
That's
off
up there.
of pit road.
You can't play dominoes on Sunday? Yep. That's Michigan. Wait, Charlie, are you talking about the whole, like, Upper Peninsula, or... Because if you thought that belonged to Wisconsin, man, I feel bad for you. That is not correct. You can't play dominoes on Sunday in Alabama.
So what do you do on a Sunday in
You
Alabama?
can't watch the Crimson Tide, right?
Yeah, they play on Saturdays.
Can't play dominoes.
So what do you do?
What do you do? Oh my goodness.
Honestly, if you transferred the entire Upper Peninsula to Wisconsin right now, I don't think a whole lot would change. I think a lot of people would, like, not even notice it happened.
Wow, Dalton, too far.
Got the low-hanging fruit for that one.
No kidding. Pace car lights go out. We'll go back green next time by. KJ now with the lead. McDaddy second. Joshua Clements in third. Ken Hansen, Zach Rogers, your top five. KJ stayed out. Or I believe only took fuel.
Yeah, and it was a good strategy call for the 92 and the 9. Of course, those guys stayed out on the previous caution with it only being a one-lap run. And now with everybody coming down pit road this past caution, they're all on a level playing field, and the 92 and the 9 have gotten way more positions out of it. So a worthwhile gamble for both of those drivers here. See if either of them have something for this 28 on the restart.
It's okay, Dalton. We're just teasing you. Don't worry. Do 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 do. Be happy. Don't worry. Be happy now. Ooh, 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 ooh. Wait, we're not even halfway just yet.
Nope, still about 9 more laps till we get there.
Oh man.
Yeah, Pocono is always one of those
It's
tracks where if
tricky.
you have a caution, the pace laps just feel like they're
Oh my
taking
gosh.
forever.
Yes. Coming back to green, KJ, last night's winner with control for the restart. And back away we go. Green flag once again here from Pocono.
Yeah, obviously we were down in Phoenix for the Maverick Cup Series on Tuesday, and you know when you're pacing down there, it's only about a minute or so.
Yeah, but when
per
you pace
lap,
26 times.
Yeah, but I mean, pace laps here take over 2 minutes, so it's almost double what it takes down at Phoenix. So it just even if the cautions are the same amount of laps, they take way longer to get done when
Yeah.
you're up here in the Poconos.
The Poconos. Oh, KJ.
Wonder if there's a Mount Pokey Yes somewhere. Oh, KJ.
That car's loose. A lot of these guys are loose.
Yeah, Furco has had a bit of a slide there in the middle of 2 as well.
Zach Rogers going by Joshua Clements for third.
They've got a decent sized pack back here. Terry Scott, Furco, Brain Fade, Silver Bullet, all under a blanket here as they make their way across the line. Battling for around 11th. A lot of these guys almost look like they're drifting out of turn 2. Back end just steps out just a little bit, but they keep it out of the wall. Back up towards the front, Mac Daddy trying to mount a charge here up on the high side.
He's gonna make the pass on the outside.
He might. Side by side into 1. And Mac Daddy really threw it in there, but it's going to work. He's going to clear for the lead before we're even out of the corner.
Zach Rogers trying to do the same thing. He gets the outside of KJ off of the corner. KJ was trying to go up and fill the gap. Wasn't able to.
I think he was just trying to diamond the corner, but the 5 was there, and Zach Rogers takes advantage and now up into P2.
KJ's falling back.
Yeah, Ken Hansen going to look to the inside here for 3rd into turn 3. Thought about it. I think he could definitely make that pass coming into turn 1. However, got a couple of them in the wall. Furco and Monty Keller both, and the 19's going to spin it here. And I think
Caution.
that's going to put us back under yellow. Yeah, they were both riding the wall, and I think when the 19 gassed it up to get going, it just went around on them. Have to see how this all started out.
Pull up that replay. Yeah, Furco riding the wall as you said, Dewey. Wow, it's almost like you got this replay pulled up before I did. Well, Keller got into him on corner entry. Just a difference of opinions on where the break-in zone was.
Yeah, I think that might have been what we had occur there, but neither of those cars look like they're really damaged at all, though. They should be 4 fresh tires away from being right back in it. So caution number 4, I believe, here on lap 30, just a few laps shy of halfway. Ran about 14, 15 laps to green to start the night off, but haven't really been able to get a good run going since. Of course, still a lot of time left to change that. They call it the tricky triangle for a reason, Joe.
It's tricky, all right.
Looks like about everybody's going to come down this time by. And just as I say that, Terry Scott wants to make me look wrong.
Well, remember, Terry doesn't have fourth gear, right?
That's true. He does not.
He's going to go get some bonus points while he can.
Not a bad strategy, though. Losing fourth at a track like this is about a race killer as it gets. So might as well get him where you can. And the 66 machine doing just that.
Upcoming races here on JTN presented by Scheme Haven. Landlord Leasing 300 is live Tuesday night, April the 2nd from the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Then the TMP Winter Series penultimate race from the Indianapolis Raceway Park at 8:55 on Wednesday, April 3rd. And then the Pocono Racing Cup Series back live 1 week from tonight from the Michigan International Speedway. Coverage kicking off there 9:05 p.m. Eastern Time. Those races and much, much more, of course, live right here only on JTN. And presented by SchemeHaven.com. Dewey, what is SchemeHaven?
SchemeHaven.com, your new source for NASCAR paint scheme archives. If you want to look to see what's been run this year or reminisce on some times in the past, SchemeHaven.com is your new place to do just that. SchemeHaven.com. You should check it out.
Kathy, I appreciate you sticking with us through all that. That is a lot to be seeing, dealing with.
Getting it from all directions.
All directions. So we get ready to go back green here. It's Mac Daddy still out in front of the field. Now Zach Rogers in second for the restart. Kilojoules, Joshua Clements, and Tyler Mellon your top five. Lucas watching Mater on his Chromebook.
You ready to go back green, Joe?
I've been ready, Dewey.
All right.
Mac Daddy with control, coming to lap 33 of 70 here. 38 laps to go from the Pocono Raceway. Green flag. And Dewey's cracking a cold one.
I was hoping that didn't go over the mic.
You got a mute button, right?
I do.
Would have been a good time to use it. Battle for second.
Oh well.
I'm just teasing.
Cracking open a cold one with the boys here at Pocono.
Kathy, that would be... I'm assuming he's watching Mater's Tall Tales on Disney Plus. I'm assuming. Good little shorts series, by the way. Pop top again.
Ricky J a bit loose there out of 2. Back there in 10th. And Brian's in the wall here, riding it in the middle of 3. Still going the right way, but that's going to cost him a bit of time here.
Comes Zach Rogers looking for the lead. He's to the inside, down into turn 1. Quarter, door, side by side off the corner, but that outside line is going to have a little bit of momentum here for Mac Daddy Dewey.
And he might have a bit of an... Well, never mind.
Never mind. Zach Rogers takes the spot. What do we know?
I was going to say, Mac Daddy might have a little bit of help from the draft with KJ, but of course the 5 cleared him as soon as I was going to say that, so... Yeah. Yeah, it took... Zach's been trying all night to get up there, and
we got one around. Not around, but Furco was almost in the grass.
I thought he was headed straight for that wall that, like, juts in.
For the Sadler wall?
Yeah, good thing he saved it, though. Ooh, that would have been bad. Don't want to see another Elliott Sadler wreck here.
Steve Grant moving over for Ricky J, giving the 93 the spot.
You know, I still wonder if we'll ever see a better view of that wreck someday.
We were literally talking about that last night.
Still one of the most violent wrecks I've ever seen. Hopefully nobody's on there in the mood to do a reenactment here tonight. But Zach Rogers had been working his way through the field, started back in 12th, and now at the halfway mark of the race finds himself up at the front, leading this thing, picking up some valuable points, try to catch that 18 in the standings. Top 2 looking to be pulling away here from the rest of the pack. KJ still back in 3rd. Bauer back up into 4th after losing some spots on pit road. But it definitely appears 5 and the 28 are the class of the field so far in this one.
Burko's still fighting that race car. Stenzo a little bit loose there off the tunnel as well, but back up front. Zach Rogers, he's in the lead. Mac Daddy sits in 2nd, trying to catch our leader. Packed grandstands here at Pocono. Glad you're tuning in with us here at home. I'm Joe. That's Dewey up here in our JTN booth, high above the racetrack. As always, like to remind you at home, if you haven't already, click the like button on the video. Make sure you're subscribed to us here on JTN. Got live broadcasts of NR2003 racing each and every week. Especially right here with our friends at the BSR. BSR Cup Series action is also started on Tuesday nights. Dewey's saying, whoa.
Grass,
Monty Keller in the grass, but he's still going. We stay green.
I don't know what just happened there, but he was in the grass, the 19 was in the wall, and there were people everywhere, but nobody went around, so we're still green. I think he might have gotten loose out of the corner and had to chase it down there. Close call either way.
Back up front, battle for the lead, Mac Daddy. He's trying to find a way back.
Battle for, looks like 6th here. Wiley King on the high side, Ricky J on the low side. This one's going to go to the 93 here into 1.
At 3, yeah, the 28 is beautiful. 18 looking good too. Couple good looking throwbacks here. The 9 as well.
9's becoming a staple. Ken runs that just about every week.
I like it.
Classic look. Cannot go wrong with it at all. Looks like the front of the field starting to bunch in again. We saw the top 2
Bunch
pull up
in.
to a sizable lead earlier in the run, but that 029 starting to close back in on him here. The 18 is not too far behind him as well. Everybody else behind these top 4, though, is pretty decently spread out. Especially once you get behind about Wiley King and Nelly.
Dalton, why? 10 schemes, it's only 24 races. No. I did the Celsius car looks good though. So does the Pokes car. I'll give you that.
That's a lot of schemes for...
24 race season.
Yeah. Switch... What's that, an average of like every
2
other race
weeks?
you're switching?
Yeah. He needs options. Okay, fair enough.
A lot of options. Like when you take a college exam and you get a multiple choice question that has like 8 different answers, and it's just, what do I even do with this? Glad I never have to worry about that again. Zach Rogers, though, is going to have to worry about Mac Daddy right here, because that 28's looking like he's going to take the lead back.
Trying to find a way around him.
Looks like he pulled up side by side and then braked super early for the turn.
Well, because you gotta, I mean, Dewey, you can't just drive it off in there.
Well, I mean, well,
you could, but you shouldn't.
You could.
How about that?
Well, probably not.
No, that's fair, Dalton. We're just teasing.
Ricky J has joined the fray up here. We got 5 cars separated by about 0.7 of a second here down the Long Pond straightaway. This one is getting good. And I think we just hit about the halfway point here in this fuel run too, so I think at this point we're only going to have to stop one more time for gas prior to the end of this race. And Ricky J has now gotten 4th away from the 18 of Tyler. And that 18 might have Ken Hansen to worry about in a second as well, so that 9 car trying to make it 6 up here in this front group.
I think he's sniffing the draft, so he's with them.
Yeah, I don't know if the 9 has the single car speed on a longer run, but if he could stay up here in this draft, he's definitely got a chance.
I mean, manage the pit stops and kind of see where things go from there. It's kind of, I mean, that's what everyone's strategy really should be.
I'm not sure if undercutting, though, is going to be an option here. I mean, if you're running, or if you're predicting roughly 20 laps on fuel, you're only going to have maybe a lap, 2 at the most, to try to undercut.
You need to get to like 50.
Yeah.
He drew a rocket ship on his standardized test. His way of rebelling. That's amazing.
That's awesome.
Like, filled in all the dots? Rocket? Or just drew like a big rocket?
I would have been the type of kid to like spell out a swear word with the bubbles.
Whoa! Joey, what the heck?
What?
I didn't know you were a problem child.
I was a very quiet kid in school.
Does that mean you're a problem child?
No, I was the kid where if I started problems, it genuinely surprised a lot of people.
Something, 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 something. It's the quiet ones you gotta worry about or something, right?
Oh yeah. Okay, buddy.
Doing all the weird stuff in the bathroom after school. Yeah, okay, Dewey.
Oh. Might be a little bit of some projecting going on here, Joe.
Whoa! I still remember. I still remember my art teacher. It was junior year, but it was senior year government elections for class government. And I still remember my art teacher telling me, Joe, don't tell anyone this. Now I'm telling everyone on JTN this, but, you know, statute of limitations, that was like 6 years ago now. But you pretty much unanimously got voted into student government. And I was like, oh, wow, that's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. What's not cool is Furco going through the grass here into turn 3.
Oh, no. I was telling a fun story, and Furco had to go through the grass. What the heck, Furco?
And I think he just got a little loose at it too and had to chase it down in there like Monty Keller did a while ago, but he's still pointed the right way. We're all good.
What is ISS? I don't know what that is.
That's in-school suspension.
Oh my goodness.
So I never got in-school suspension, but like I, saw people in there. Basically, you kind of just sit in the front office the whole day.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Don't hate
I don't know
people.
why. I don't know
it's
why
not worth
that's
it to
the thing.
hate people.
It doesn't I don't know.
Do you hate anyone, Dewey? We just have conversations with chat sometimes. These guys are racing their hearts out, and we're just talking with chat. We're watching the race.
You gotta engage,
Yeah.
Mac Daddy engaging Zach Rogers for the lead once again here, though, into the tunnel turn. AJ trying to figure out which line he wants to go with. He elects the high side, but now he moves back down to the bottom. It would be awfully risky to take it 3 wide. Maybe if it was the last lap, you'd think about it, but that 28 back up front. You're on lap 47.
And this top 5 is condensed, Dewey.
They're
Oh my
all right
goodness.
there.
Ah.
Yeah, Ken Hansen fell back a little bit, but with how these guys are racing, if something happens to one of them, he could be right back in it.
Something happens to one of them, it's probably going to end up happening to all of them.
Yeah, 0.492 seconds separates first from fifth at the line. So you got under half a second between everybody up here.
My goodness.
Tend to see stuff like that at plate tracks or maybe intermediates sometimes. Maybe not always at Pocono. KJ gonna think about taking a look there for a second. Thought better of it this time. And Furco up in the wall again in the middle of 1. Keeps it going though. I think the tires might be gone on that 19 car.
Yeah, I'd hazard to guess that.
Slowly coming up on our last round of pit stops, the 28 now back in the lead. Started this race in second, next to that 18 of Tyler, who is the last car here in this lead group. I don't know if that 18's actually led a lap so far tonight, though. He won the pole, but I don't know if he's the leader at the line yet. KJ is still all over the back bumper of Zach here. Hasn't made a move to pass him yet, but KJ definitely letting that 5 know that he is there and that the move will come at some point. Here's your move. Into turn 1, KJ down to the bottom. Looking to take second place away, and he is going to get it with ease.
Ease.
Waited for the perfect opportunity to take a look, and he made it work.
Do we say cheese?
Jeez.
20 to go. Well, 21 to go. Be 20 to go at the line.
Ricky J got a little high there in the middle of 3. And it
Zach
looks like we're gonna
Rogers
have
down
Zach
pit
Rogers
lane.
pitting.
He's the first.
And with it coming to exactly 20 to go, everybody that pits
We
from
think
here
they'll
on
be
out
good.
should be good to go.
We think.
Yeah, should. The operative word being should.
They might only be able to go 18 laps. We don't really know. Depends on
But
how
if-
hard you push it.
But if they can go 20, potentially an
Push it
undercut here by the
real
5
good.
to try to leapfrog the 28 again. Terry Scott, Wiley King, Nelly, Monty Keller, and Furco all also on pit road here.
Oh, baby. Ooh. Shit.
So
Push
if
it real
if
good.
Zach can leapfrog here by undercutting, put him in a great spot to steal this one back from Mac Daddy. And the 28, I think, is slowing down.
I think
The
he's
50
pitting.
got really loose there in the middle of 3. KJ and Tower Malin coming down as well. Ricky J, though, stays out another lap there in the 93.
And Voiles chucking forward leads a lap for the first time here tonight.
He's run up there for the last 10, 15 laps, but just now will get himself to the top of the board. Ken Hansen, Steve Grant, Joshua Clements, Brain Fade, and Silver Bullet all joining the front runners here in the pits. So in just 2 laps, you've already got almost the entire field having completed their stop. I think that just leaves the 51, the 68, and the 93. And the 095 just got up into the wall. Wiley King
Ugh.
keeps it straight, but that's going to cost him a lot of time. Ricky J coming down onto the pits, giving up the lead here on lap 52. And this is going to throw it back to Zach Rogers, who has gapped the 28 by a good second or so at least by pitting a lap early. Potentially a race-winning move there by the 5. We'll have to see. But for right now, definitely looks like the move that could be the one for the win. At the line, up by 1.9 seconds over that 28, which is a bigger lead than we saw Mac Daddy pull out to at the start of this race. Ricky J not even going to be with this front group, so this looks like staying out a bit longer might not have been the right decision. Just like that, once the scoring readjusts, Zach Rogers is going to be your leader, and he's going to be your leader by a pretty comfortable margin.
Very comfortable margin. That Airhead Chevy out in front of the field. Short pit by a lap. Now, Kathy, Brian's got a pretty good looking car, too. Come on.
Gaps down to 1.3, but still,
Well, draft, too, right?
of course.
And Zach's clutching. I don't know if you've noticed that. He's clutching.
Well, well, well.
Go ahead and let's go on board with him for a lap here. I want to see exactly where he's doing it. Got our visor cams. There he is, clutching through the tunnel. Cuts the motor back on. Bet she's gonna do it down here. Look at his offset in his wheel too. Ever so slightly.
Very, very interesting. So maybe that number on fuel was a bit below 20. In which
see,
case,
I want to
there's
see
a
where he cuts
major
it off
risk.
here into 1 Dewey.
Yeah,
I want to see. Yeah, right at the 1 marker.
and that lead's already gone too.
Oh yeah.
Mac Daddy. is
Mac Daddy's
right
there.
Yeah, so this is a big risk by Zach. Obviously, if you didn't have to clutch, it would have looked really good, but having a fuel save when nobody around you is...
Not good.
Yeah.
Now, it could be that these guys that aren't fuel save and don't believe they can make it, so why even bother?
Entirely possible. But the 5 also potentially just could have misjudged how many laps he had and maybe pit a little early. We'll see. Either way, the 28 back out to the lead, coming to 15 laps to go. Zach will probably be able to save a little more here being in the draft. Now that he's got a car ahead and behind him.
And watching the 28 kind of stretches legs a little bit here.
And 28's coming up on some lapped traffic here, though. Brian Voiles in the 68, Greg Stenzo in the 51, Furco in the 19. All about to go a lap down here.
Oh, no.
As the 28 had a rough turn 3, and just like that, the 5 is right back in it again. And so is Ricky J, who we saw lose all
the
that
latest.
time after making his pit stop. He's right back up in it again.
Ricky J pit the latest, remember.
He did. Got the freshest tires, too, as a result.
Freshest tires, most fuel on board, most likely.
Doesn't have to save.
As much.
Now up into 4th, past the 18. So we thought the 93 might have been out of it with how long he stayed out and how much time he lost, but just like that...
Well, speak for yourself.
Well, fine, I will then.
Good.
Make the way down to turn 3. The entire top 5 under a blanket once again, just like we saw before the pit stops. So at this point, one slip up, you can lose up to 4 spots. So your margin for error now is extremely reduced.
Reduced?
Just 13 to go.
13? Oh no.
We gotta make 13 lucky. We gotta remove the stigma around the number 13. AJ trying to remove himself from 3rd place and put himself in 2nd instead, and he's done it here in the middle of the tunnel turn. Oh, and then he got the wall a little bit. That slowed down to 5, and here comes Ricky J looking for 3rd. Sure, Mac Daddy is loving all of this while all these guys battle it out behind him. He can relax a little bit across the line. Zach Rogers, though, the big loser of that, he's going to drop here to 5th as Tyler Mallon's going to look to his inside in the 18. Mac Daddy will put Furco a lap down here at a 1.
Furco kind of sandwiched now in front of these leaders. We've seen his struggles. Gonna keep it high out of their way.
Yeah, KJ caught him at a bad time, though. Caught him
Ricky
out of
J
the
caught him
corner
at a
and
worse time.
Had to check up a little bit. All the leaders get by the 19, so they get separated just a little bit, but with the draft, they'll probably bunch back up here pretty soon. I'm not sure if the 5 is going to bunch back up with the top 4.
He's losing
Maybe.
time, isn't he? Because he's got to save. And these guys, they feel like they're okay. You feel like it.
I think it's pretty safe to say the 93 at least is.
Folks, 10 laps to go. You know what that means. It's time for our Death Craver 10 to go. Death Craver chronicles the story of Enzo as he's invited on by a mysterious figure or promoter to go drive on some never-before-seen racetracks, compete in this secret underground racing event. Little does he know, it's a setup, so he has to go against Death Craver and his deranged squadron of assault racers. Folks, it's Death Craver. Go check it out by Zach Rogers, now available on Amazon, or head to ZachRogersBooks.com, or, just click the link down below. Death Craver now available on Amazon here, and your Death Craver 10 to go.
And Zach Rogers probably hoping he gets invited back to the lead here before this race is over.
What?
What?
Oh. Wow, okay.
Well, he's got 4
Magoo's
really
rooting for
fast cars
KJ,
ahead of him.
folks.
He needs some help for it, but
Magoo, who helps and runs the league, is openly rooting for one of the drivers over the others. That's bias, folks.
my lawyers have advised me not to comment on this matter.
Mac Daddy has dominated this race tonight. The guy that dominated last night's truck race, Kilojoules, sits in second. Who's going to take home the checkered flag? Two teammates going to be battling for the win. And, oh, wait, don't look now. Here comes Ricky J sitting there in third. He's got the most fuel on board. I feel like he's going to be good to go.
And, I mean, don't count out the 18 and the 5 yet, though, either, Joe.
And KJ's backing up to the 93.
Of course, Tyler Mallon was the pole sitter for this race. Zach's led a decent chunk of laps. Definitely seems like of the 5, they are the weaker of the 5 cars, but they're still up in the mix. They're still within drafting distance, obviously. I think any of these 5 still have a chance to take this thing home. Obviously, for anybody else, it's going to take a caution and probably this front group wrecking, but a 5-car battle here for the win.
No,
oh no, it might be 4, KJ. Oh no!
You can't say things like that, Joey. I don't know how KJ saved the car. Part of it was the wall. He's still rolling.
Oh.
He's lost all the time. He's lost the chance at the 5-peat.
Oh. Though, I mean, if we're being honest, it was remarkable he was up there at all, though, with the wreck he had earlier.
Be quiet. No, you just jinxed him. That was something from above telling you, no, Dewey, I'm gonna jinx this man because you said something. That's your fault, Dewey.
That's not my fault.
You owe KJ an apology. Public apology time right now.
That's not my fault.
Apologize. Now, you know there's someone out there that thinks you're actually sad and crying, right?
Good.
It's not me. But there's someone out there.
Well, the break that Mac Daddy had from the draft didn't last very long, though.
No, it didn't.
The 3 behind
Here
him
comes
is
Ricky
already
J.
right there again. So Ricky J, or KJ rather, he's going to need this top 4 to junk him up if he wants to have a chance again. But it was still a great drive back up through the field after all the damage from his earlier spin. Gonna have 5 laps left here at the line. I think time might be running a little low for Tyler and Zach to try to make their move. Saw Zach try to put the nose underneath the 18 there into turn 3, but didn't quite have the momentum to do it. good battle here around the end of the top 10 too. Brain Fade and Wiley King going at it for that 10th spot. Looks like the 49 is going to pick it up here. So Brain Fade trying to wrap up the night with a solid top 10 run.
Leaders
Here in
exiting the
that
tunnel.
Dodge.
This is going to get pretty good here, Dewey, because I think these guys, they're all holding something back right now. I don't think we're seeing all these guys go to their full potential. Whether it be trying to save fuel, save tires, whatever it may be. Still a lot of racing to go with 4 laps left. Still 10 miles left in this race, put it in that perspective.
Yeah, very lengthy 4 laps.
Yes.
Not like Bristol, where 4 laps will be literally a minute from now. I think out of all these 4, Ricky J, though, is definitely holding the most back. Freshest tires, most fuel. Got the wall there a little bit out of turn 2, but they're still all within reaching distance of that 28. The relapse to go. That little bit of contact with the wall separated this group a little bit, but they're all still under 0.6 of a second right now.
Dewey, there. Oh, man.
What? I'm just gonna stop talking.
Dewey. Oh,
Wiley
man.
King up in the wall in the middle of 3.
Dewey.
What's that?
Oh, man.
It's never been this over.
It's never been this over. Mac Daddy with the lead, 2 to go when we get to the line. Here comes Ricky J again, applying the pressure to the back bumper of the 28. That car has dominated this race, but now he faces his toughest challenge yet as he'll come to the line for 2 laps to go here from Pocono.
Yeah, Zach fell back a little bit there that time by. The 18, though, is right on the back bumper of the 93. He went a bit high there in the middle of 1. Could the 18 maybe take advantage down the straightaway?
I don't know. I think the 18's content to try to push the 93.
I think the 18 might be holding something a little back. Obviously, that car has got a lot of speed. It won the pole with single car speed. But again, I still don't think he's led a lap tonight, and it'd be very fitting if the one he leads is the last one.
Backs off. A little bit extra there that time into 3. That 28 just sails it down into that corner. Ooh, they're all going to get really high off the final corner. White flag in the air. 1 lap to go here from Pocono.
There goes Tyler and Zach. They both moved to the inside of the 93. Here into turn 1, they went together. And that's going to put Ricky J likely back into 4th here.
I don't know, because
Or maybe just 3rd.
that 5 car wasn't going to be able to have enough momentum. Malin barely clears the 93. They're in the wall.
Yeah, Tyler barely cleared him, and he ended up walling himself big time in the process, and that's going to take all 3 of them potentially out of it. Ricky J is going to try to make a move to get 2nd back, but with that contact with the wall, I think that just about wrapped it up here.
And Ricky J's probably fuming right now because that 18, that was an aggressive move, albeit on the last lap. But man, it cost them all a chance to get to the victory lane here tonight. Off the final quarter, Mac Daddy, he dominates the race. Tyler Malin's out of fuel.
There at the line, Ricky gets 2nd.
I think the 5 ran out too.
He might have.
Oh my
Mac
goodness.
Daddy, though, is your winner here tonight at Pocono. The best car is the winner. And Ricky J with a great pass at the line to get 2nd back from Tyler. What a race, Joe.
Oh no,
Yeah,
that
nobody
18 didn't
flipped
run
on the
out of
last lap
fuel.
this time.
He just got loose. I think the 5 ran out, but I don't think the 18 ran out.
Yeah, I think Zach was definitely pushing it there.
He knew that. That's why he was saving, right? Watch, the 18 just kicked out a little bit.
great win either way for Mac Daddy in the 28.
It was a disappointing night last night for this 28 team. A couple spins down in turn 3, really loose race truck. Retires early. This evening, though, comes out, dominates the event. BSR Mac Daddy burns it down for the fans here in Pocono.
Redemption definitely on his mind tonight.
So, folks, stick around. We'll have post-race coverage here from Pocono. We'll talk with our top 3 finishers here tonight. Mac Daddy and the 28, always an interesting interview there. Ricky J and Tyler Mallon. Always, can't thank you enough for tuning in to JTN tonight. Make sure if you haven't already, drop a like on the video and subscribe. Again, doing so helps support us so much here on JTN. Dewey, though, it was a fun little race tonight, wasn't it?
It absolutely was. Had a lot of varying strategy at the end, a lot of passing there at the end. And Mac Daddy, the best of them all, though. A hard-earned win. And this one's got to feel good, especially, again, after how last night ended.
Dewey's just sitting here like, man, what a fun time. I wish I was here last night. That's what you're saying, isn't it?
That's absolutely what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know you.
I missed out.
You did.
You read my mind.
Always am. And folks, working on getting you results here from Pocono. We'll go again. We'll head down to the media center, talk with our top 3 finishers in this one as well. And reminder, click the like button on the video, subscribe. That helps support us so much here on JTN, more than you know. Can't thank you enough as always. Make sure you make sure you click like, you click the bell icon, you'll be notified when we go live. Let's head on down into Victory Lane and talk with the driver of the number 28, BSR Mac Daddy. Mac Daddy, are you in the house?
Mac Daddy's in the house.
Yeah, buddy. That was a butt kicking tonight in that 28 car. How were you able to, 1, go out there dominating the way you did, and 2, rebound from what was a rough Wednesday night with the Truck Series one evening ago?
Yeah, I heard Dewey was talking about how much bad fortune I'd had, and then in the next turn I wrecked. So thank you, Dewey.
No,
No problem.
that was Weaver.
Oh, Weaver.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was
sorry.
Weaver last night.
Yeah, I've had quite a bad run here lately. Even at Hobo the other night, 10 laps to go, I led basically the whole race. Sped on pit road. Race over.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, had a great car tonight for a change. Driver wouldn't.
Driver didn't
Over.
make any mistakes?
No, didn't make no mistakes tonight.
How rewarding is that coming off of, like you said, the kind of this like bad spell that you've been under?
Makes old man feel good, Joe. I still got it.
That's not any of the other stuff talking?
No, maybe a little bit. Evan said hello.
Obviously
I
that last run was stretching the fuel. How difficult was that to manage behind the wheel?
I was still. I could have run another lap. I was good to go.
Okay. So you,
I know.
was that 40
I know
eco
Zach
boost
was
power?
short. Say that again.
Was that eco boost?
The Eco Boost. Yeah. It's nice to finally be around at the end to race these boys. It's been a while.
How do you build on this? Obviously, next week we're going to another big track. We're going to Michigan. How do you continue to build on this momentum now that you've kind of gotten the monkey off your back?
They're kind of getting in our wheelhouse now. Pocono, Michigan. Well, I love Michigan. Me and KJ, we're going to have some fun at Michigan.
Well, we're going to have some fun up here in the booth, too, next week. Mac Daddy, again, congratulations on the win here tonight. Before we let you go, I want to give you the opportunity. Always got great partners. Always got great people to shout out. Floor is yours. You know what to do.
Shout out to my girlfriend, Pam, and her granddaughter, Kayla's here with us right now. And shout out to Brian and Kathy Bowles for putting this on. And just a great job by y'all. And we got a little rough start to the race, but after that, the guys done a great job. And it was really nice. We'll send condolences to Matt's family. He had a loss in his family, so I know they're having a hard time, but we're praying for them. And that's about it. Thank you, guys.
Well, Mac Daddy, again, congratulations on the win here tonight from Pocono. It's always a pleasure to get the opportunity to talk with you. Know you're going to go celebrate and celebrate pretty dang well for us. Congratulations on the win, and hope to be talking with you again soon.
Mac Daddy!
BSR Mac Daddy, driver of the number 28, your race winner here tonight from Pocono. Let's go ahead and next bring in our second place finisher. He's the driver of the number 93 Voiles Trucking Ford, BSR Ricky J. Ricky, you got a copy?
I got a copy.
All right, second place finish. Felt like you were good on fuel. Hit a lap later than everyone else. How'd you manage to rally back after having a decent-sized deficit there after that last green flag pit cycle?
Yeah, it almost worked out. Pit crew was kind of slow there on the final stop, and that held us up a bit, but we rallied back, and car's pretty good, but Keith has a really good car here, and as the line run went on, my car just faded just enough where I couldn't really get a run on him and made a few mistakes, but it was a lot of fun. It was a good run, and I'm glad how it turned out.
What do you look forward to? You know, we've talked about this year's kind of been the 5 and the 18 show, and then the 93 sprinkled in there. How do you change that narrative and try to get yourself inserted back into the championship fight? Obviously, it takes nights like tonight, finish ahead of both of those guys. But how do you continue to build that momentum? Because you've been up there with them speed. It just sometimes it feels like the finishes to the races aren't there. Unlike tonight where it obviously was.
Let's just keep calm, keep cool. Hope that I position myself in the best way I can, and pull the right strategy, and maybe have a card up my sleeve. You never know.
You put ice up your fire suit, or?
Yeah, put ice up the fire suit. Keep it nice and cool. Hope that it works out.
Well, Ricky, again, stellar run here tonight. It's always a pleasure to get the opportunity to talk with you. Before I let you go, though, I want to give you the opportunity. You got one of the best sponsors on the race car. You got great folks to shout out. Floor is yours. You know what to do.
I just want to say thank you to you guys for the broadcast every single week. Thank you to everybody here at BSR for coming out and racing and being a part of this lovely league that we got going on. It's a lot of fun. So awesome to go green week in and week out here. Just a wonderful time racing with these guys. Very competitive group of guys, but also a lot of fun. Thank you to Brian and Kathy Wills from Wills Trucking and Magoo and all the members here for everything that they do and contribute and put in. And thank you everybody out there for watching. Hope you had a good show. And we will hopefully see you next week.
Ricky, again, man, always a pleasure getting the opportunity to talk with you. Can't thank you enough for your time. Congratulations on the second place run. And again, hope we're talking with you next week after a win. Let's pencil you in for a win at Michigan. How about that?
We'll try. We usually have a pretty good car at Michigan too, so we'll see how it goes.
Looking forward to it. BSR Ricky J, driver of the 93, your second place finisher here tonight from Pocono. Let's go ahead and finally bring in the driver of the number 18, Tyler Mellon. Tyler, you got a copy?
I got a copy, Joe.
Well, strong finish for you here tonight. What's the takeaway? Because it didn't feel like a Tyler Mellon night tonight.
I mean, that car was just incredibly unbalanced all throughout the run. It was tight into one, then loose, and then the tight out of two. Loose into two, I'm messing all this up. It was a bad.
It was
bad
all
car
over.
all the way around. That's the gist of it.
It was all over like your answer, right? Is that
Yeah,
that
pretty
kind of...
much. Yeah,
Okay.
that answer sums it up
Okay.
pretty well, actually. The biggest problem was being tight exiting 1, as I'm sure you saw in the last lap. There probably looked like a kamikaze move, but it really, I didn't mean it to. I just got really tight as soon as I got down to the corner. Good race with everybody at the end there, though. That was a lot of fun having 5 of us under a blanket and having a photo finish for second with the 93. I don't think I've been in a photo finish in a really long time. I'm either winning by a lot or losing by a lot. So it was a lot of fun.
How we talk about the camaraderie here a lot, and you talk about how much fun it is to be up there in that top 5, and you're obviously around guys that you're racing week in and week out. To be that close with everyone, and not to be one of these races where one of you guys walks away with it. How much fun is that? 40 laps into a green flag run versus how stressful does it get, or has that stress started to wane away now that you've been here for a little bit longer?
I mean, anytime you're on top of each other entering turn 3 at Pocono, it's going to be stressful, to be completely honest, regardless of who you're with. But yeah, it's definitely it's still a very laid back environment, and that certainly helps a lot in terms of just keeping focused and having a lot of fun during these races.
How was that for a pair of different questions to ask you?
That was excellent.
Okay, good. Folks, behind the scenes, how the sausage is made. I get told by Tyler, by Ricky, by Zach. Am I missing anyone? I think it's just mainly all 3. Joe, you ask me the same questions every week. Blah, 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 blah.
I have never ever told you that.
Yeah, you have. It's okay. It was joking. I took it as a joke. I didn't take it personally. But hey, folks, that's why you work on your craft. For all you out there, for all the little kids out there that want to be on JTN someday. Work on your craft. Work on your questions. That's how you get to places in life, is asking good questions. But Tyler, again, fantastic run here tonight. I got a new paint scheme on the car, so you got a new sponsor to shout out. A pretty good sponsor, by the way. Floor is yours. You know what to do.
Well, first off, thanks to you guys for for broadcasting us again, week in and week out. You do a fantastic job, and I'm going to look back at this race again and definitely watch that finish for second again. Magoo for letting me race here every week. I wish he could be here tonight. Unfortunately, he was away for the night. Brian and Kathy Voiles for sponsoring the series. Keith was unbelievable tonight. He did a great job, so thanks to him for putting on such a great great race and racing me clean all night. Let's see. Will Butrin for helping me out after Charlotte and being on the car tonight. And Interstate Batteries for being on the car every single week.
Well, Tyler, again, fantastic run here tonight for you in this 18 team. It's always a pleasure to get the opportunity to talk with you, pick your brain after these races. Hope we're talking with you again soon. And yeah, again, can't thank you enough for your time after this one at Pocono.
Oh, thank you. And also, thank you to the allergy medicine I took 5 minutes before the race.
No, you feeling good? Feeling good?
Yeah, I'm feeling great.
All clear and...
Yeah.
Okay, good. Tyler Mallon, driver of the number 18, third place finisher here tonight. Thanks, Tyler.
Thank you.
And folks, that's going to wrap up our coverage here from Pocono. Dewey, pretty tricky. It's a tricky track, tricky triangle, tricky corners, and at the end of the day, it was old Mac Daddy taking home the victory.
Yes, it was. Fantastic race here for tonight. 5 guys under a blanket at the end, like Tyler said. Can't ask for much more than that. And, of course, Mac Daddy with the redemption from the run last night to take it home tonight. Great race, great night, and I can't wait to do it again in 2 weeks.
Folks, it's going to be a fun race next week, though, from the Michigan International Speedway. Join myself and our good buddy Joseph Weaver on the call for that one. Going to be a fun time 1 week from tonight from the Michigan International Speedway. Next race, we're live, though, Tuesday night, BSR Cup Series from Las Vegas. Tune into the Landlord Leasing 300 there, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, TMP Wednesday, and then, again, right back here with our friends at BSR Thursday, as we are every Thursday, covering the entirety of the Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series calendar. Remember, folks, if you haven't already, click the like button on the video and subscribe. Again, doing so helps support us so much here on JTN. You can also follow us on our social media at JoeTowNetwork, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. We're on all of them. Follow at Fake Racers. Davey had some good tweets on that account. He does a lot of the managing there. I don't want to take credit. And I also don't want to get any of the blame for what he posts on there. He does a fantastic job, though. A lot of fun over there on the Fake Racers account, so go give it a follow. Some good content there. Good content. We're getting in the game of making content on JTN. Good content, that is.
Yeah.
A big thank you, as always, to our friends here at BSR, the entire admin staff, and, of course, a huge thank you to Brian and Kathy Voiles Trucking, of their constant support of not only JTN, but the Bomb Squad Racing League, and the broadcast being live here each and every Thursday night. But, folks, with all of that being said, for all of us here at JTN, for Bristol, our producer, for my colleague, Dewey Schramm, I've been Joe Tolansky. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time live right here on JTN. So long for now, folks.
Three wide for second, but Sean Whitehill is going to bring it home and win the race at Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Ricky J closing up off turn 4. He's going to have a run to the inside. He blocks into the grass. Checkers out. Hardy wins it.
Ricky, what's going on in your brain right now?
Yeah, putting on 4 big rubber shoes and 2 gallons of, not 2 gallons, 2 cans of exploding dino juice here, Joe.
Down to the tunnel turn. These guys are throwing it through there and around to the back.
No.
The wall, as well as RJ Bishop. Down in front of Keith Hughes. Oh, no! Big hit. RJ Bishop.
Oh my
Oh,
Ricky
big
J,
wreck.
big crash into the wall.
Oh,
The leaders
no.
have wrecked. Ricky J is upside down. Magoo is hard in the wall. Tyler Mallon escapes with no damage. Everybody else in this main group, including Nelly, is junk.
Through the north chute they'll go. The 24's into the wall. Almost contact there. The 10 with the shallow entry into turn 4. It's going to be a drag race down the front straightaway. Folks, the 24's in the wall. They make contact. Turn around. Napick goes on through the slip. Rich Napick's going to win the Culver Block 200 in thrilling fashion.